Alright, what's up guys? This is Nolan and we're back with another episode of Bad Luck Fishing. This is going to be one of two episodes. Today we're going to be showing you the go-to setup for spotted bait bass. Here we go guys. Alright, we're going to be starting off with rods. I have 3 rods that I use for spotted bait bass. I use 2 bait casters and 1 spinning reel. Let's get into our first bait caster. This first bait caster I have is the Shimano SLX DC. This is one of my favorite reels that I always throw. It's just such a great thing. You can throw super small baits and super heavy baits. The rod I use with this is the Lightning Rod by Berkley. This model is the 7-foot medium action. It's a great rod. I have this exact same rod, just with different action on my other bait casting rod. So here's my other bait caster, guys. This is just some off-brand little Amazon single arm bait caster. This thing's great. It's heavy. It's a little bit heavier than the other one. It's also got magnetic braking. This was around 60-70 bucks on Amazon. We're also running the same Berkley Lightning Rod, but this one's got 7-foot heavy action. And I'm running the same line as I am on the SLX DC. I have white 8X Beyond Braid Fishing. Gotta love that line. And last but not least, one of our last rod and reel. This is my spinning reel right here. This is a old G-Shock Daiwa, super old little combo I got when I was really little. This is a 7-foot rod. I don't know the action on this. I believe it's around medium action. And then it's the same thing here, Daiwa G-Shock spinning reel. This thing has lasted for so long and it still runs buttery smooth. I also have just a little bit of my leftover Beyond Braid on here, so I'm going to be getting a new spool of that pretty soon though. Alright, without further ado, I'm going to show you my tackle box for spotties and what lures I like to use for them. So this right here, guys, is my spotty box. We're going to run you through a couple categories like micro jigs, swim baits, tube baits or hookup baits, and of course some swim and casting jigs or just regular jigs. So here's our first little micro jig. This guy's a little pink and orange one. So I believe this is a Sierra Slammer. We use this for trout fishing. But these guys are awesome because if a spotty's hungry but doesn't want to bite a big bait, you just throw it down the dock and it will sink down. Spotties love them. They're just little snacks. So this right here is another, basically one of those, except this is a crappie bait that I just picked up from Bass Pro Shops a while ago. It works okay. It's just kind of like a little jig. I mainly got it because it's got obviously that more detail on it than just like something like this. It just serves at the same function. You just drop it down, move it around, and jig it kind of. Alright guys, here's our next category. So this is our swim baits category. We're going to run you through 3 different types of swim bait. You have the just slide on swim bait like this. This one's got underspin and a weed guard. And you have neck breakers right here. This one's pretty cool. And obviously some built-in weights inside of it. So let's go through these. Alright, here's the first one. This is just a little slip-on jig head. This one's got a weed guard, which is great for getting in on those weed patches or rocks. It'll just kind of bounce off of the hook. And you've got an underspin too, which attracts a lot of other fish. They just come to that shine. So I don't exactly know the brand of this jig head. I just got it a long time ago at a tackle meet. This back here, though, is a Battlestar swim bait. I'm going to say around 3 inches. This has worked well. I've caught multiple spotties off this one lure. You can see it's all beat up and missing an eye on the side. Alright, guys, the next type of swim bait is this. This is called a neck breaker. So this is a Warbaits neck breaker. I have a couple of these. So as you can see, that neck is moving around a lot. See, this one stays on, but this one doesn't. It's got a split ring right there, and it will stay on great. The one I forget the size. I think this is probably 3 out, but the swim bait I'm using this is a Keitech. I'm going to say around maybe 5 inches of a Keitech. These things are okay. I like Keitechs. They have great action, and I really do like it on this little guy right here. You can get it right. But yeah, they are a little bit brittle, which makes them super wiggly. And the last swim bait we have here is this built-in weight. This is a Storm Shad. I'm going to say also around 5 inches. This one's great for throwing around in the back bay. The only problem I have with these is they get hooked super easy on any grass, rocks. So if you just throw it onto a rock, that hook is just going to stick into it. These have great actions, and obviously, I mean, they just look amazing. All right, our next topic are two baits, or hookup baits. These two are hookup baits. I only really use hookup baits. The other ones I've found don't work as well. So we'll run you through these. These baits are super great for anything. They work for halibut, spotted bass, calico bass, sand bass. They're just wonderful. This is one of my favorite colors right here. You can see it's got a pearl white at the bottom and kind of a, I'd say a purplish tint on the top. So I like this one for halibut, because if you don't know, halibut look up on the floor. They're going to see that white stick out really easy. And the other color I use 3 colors. This is one of my last ones of this one. This is a bright green one, and it's got this little pearly clear, plastic on the bottom, and that bright green one on top. And here's the last hookup bait that I have. This one's also pretty great. It's kind of like this one, except as you can see, it's a little bit more easier going with the color. As you can see, it kind of looks like a lot of those baits out there, again, with that clear bottom and green top. Now, a little trick that I'd highly recommend if you're fishing for calicos or just anything else, they like the smell of everything. So if you guys don't know, this is Calico Cocktail. This stuff works so great. It smells not that great, but you put it into your tube like this. You see this? You can put this into there and just squirt out a whole line right down there, and they love it. All right, so our last topic for the spotties are jigs. Jigs work super well, especially if you're fishing in docks with a lot of structure and a lot of boats around. So let's show you our first jig. So this first jig is a little bit beat up. This is a submission jig Rainbow Racer. These are really cool. These jigs can be hooked 2 different ways. You can either hook them from the back right here and have them fall down like this, or you can even hook them right here. If you hook it right here, I like this a little bit better because they fall a little bit more like a wounded bait fish, because that's exactly what they're trying to mimic. This one glows in the dark, which I highly recommend if you're going night fishing, because obviously not enough light to reflect off these. Our next jig, again, is just another of those submission jigs. This one's a different one. I forget the color. I am missing one hook, though. It did fall off, unfortunately. So there is one other type of jig. You have a casting jig. Casting jig looks a little bit different, as you can see. See, these look a lot more narrower. This is I think a 1 ounce casting jig. It's got a treble hook at the bottom, but you normally cast these in the deeper things. See, these submission jigs, you only go up and down with your rod. These ones you can cast out and reel it in and give it a good jerk, and it will do some erratic movements. Barracuda will eat these too. And last but not least, this is my absolutely nuts little bait right here. So this guy is a little bit big. The biggest jig you're gonna want is around a 15 gram to 20 gram. This one is a 30 gram, so it's a little bit bigger when you shave off some weight. But this one's pretty cool because it had a treble hook, just like this one at the end, and one of these top ones. Instead, I took that off, put a couple swivels and a Colorado tail on here, so it can flash going up and down. Again, this is something really cool. If you want something like this, what I would do is I'd go to the Submission Jig website and purchase one of the Ogre fishing baits. Those things are money. If you catch a fish on anything, you're catching on one of those. All right, guys, I want to give an honorable mention for spotties. I've been catching a lot of big spotties recently with these. So I just have a hook here. It's going to be live bait. Live bait works so well. It is probably one of the best baits I've used for spotty and halibut. They just do the job. Guys, I'm going to show you something. So I want you guys to imagine this little swim bait as a smelt. This is about the size of a smelt you want, just about as big as your hand, like that. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your hook. You can use a Carolina rig, a dropper rig, or just kind of like a drop shot sort of thing. So you're going to want to lay the fish flat like this, so it's stomach facing down. You're going to see their top little fin. On perch, they have one big one, but that's okay. You just go right in the middle on those. So you're going to take it, and you're going to see a little line on them, kind of. And you're just going to hook it right above that line, all the way through their back, and then out. It may seem not so great, but they live so much longer like this than doing a nose hook. If you do a nose hook just like this, especially when you cast it out, it's going to rip that nose off. And the fish obviously like to bite that tail a little bit, or just nibble at it, kill it maybe. It'll pop off the hook. So if you have it right in that middle part right there, they're just going to devour that thing. Alright guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to like and subscribe to Bad Luck Fishing. We're going to have so many videos just like this. Right now I'm working on a halibut video just like this one with all the tips and tricks to catch halibut in any harbor really on the end of California. So tune in next time, guys. Make sure keep going fishing, stay outside, fish on, guys.